Hello, beautiful souls. How are you doing? I hope you all are doing great. I'm Gunjan, and if you don't know me, I create content on mental health and spiritual well being. I'm a spiritual healer and meditation coach as well. So, in today's video, we are going to discuss about inner child healing. If you are totally new to this concept, don't worry, I'm gonna begin from zero, and it doesn't matter if you are hearing this term for the first time, and if you have just heard the term and want to explore more, then this is the perfect place to start with. Okay, so without any further delay, let's get started. When we are talking about inner child healing, we are actually talking about dealing with those intense emotions and releasing them in a healthy way, be it from the past, present, or any time of our life. I think the concept inner child is kind of self explanatory, like we are getting a basic idea that it's about our childhood self and somehow we are going to heal it. So basically, inner child refers to our emotional self. So if you're thinking it's totally an imaginary thing, your childhood self does not exist in the present, then it's not entirely true because it exists in our memory, in our body. And our memory is not only captured in our brain, it's actually captured in our body as well. Our memory is also our physical self, and it ingrains in our unconscious mind as well. And basically our childhood experiences shapes our entire life, because when we are born into this world, we come here with a blank space in our brain, you can say, and then we put different kind of ideas, programmings, different learnings in our subconscious mind, and that's how it gets reprogrammed. Inner child healing also refers to healing the root of our trauma, because most often whenever we are very much emotionally charged in current situations of our life, like in adulthood, if you are seeing that little things are triggering you so much and bringing up a lot of emotions, a lot of anger or sadness or anxiety in you, and later when you are out of that situation, you are realizing that it was not something that intense or it was not that big of a deal, and you are surprised that why it triggered so much emotions within you, then here is the answer. Because the wound that has been triggered inside you, it's actually from your inner child. Its roots are deeply ingrained, and it's not only just this one incident that is triggering you. Okay, so let me give you an example to understand it better. What is a trigger? A trigger is a switch, right? So suppose there is a bomb and it has a trigger somewhere else. If you press the switch, press the button, or press the trigger, then the bomb is going to explode. If there is no bomb and you are just pressing a switch, will there be anything to explode? No, right? So basically, triggers work like this. Those bombs are inside us, like huge energetical blocks which has been formed when we have suppressed our emotions. We have been suppressing our emotions over different periods of our life, and we have adopted a lifestyle where we only suppress our emotions or run from it. And because of this, whenever a little trigger is being pressed on the surface level, we cannot handle it. Our reaction gets out of control. So, just managing our reactions from the surface level won't solve the problem from the root. And that's where inner child healing comes. And that's where we have to work with our inner child through maybe meditation, journaling, or any other way, affirmations, to heal that inner child, to reparent her or him, and allow her to feel all the emotions, feel all the suppressed anger, sadness, and injustice she has been dealing with, and then reparent her as an adult and give her all those things which she needed and desired from childhood but did not get. Actually, this empowers us a lot, because as a child, human babies are very much vulnerable and very much dependent on their primary caregivers, on their parents. So often they cope in different ways to survive in the environment. I think you have heard about different coping mechanisms. We adapt different coping mechanisms because we believe that if we don't do that as a child, then we won't survive. But as an adult, we are not that helpless. We have the power in our hand to redesign our life, to drive our life as we want it to be. So as an adult, we can reparent our inner child. We can detach those two versions within ourselves. Like there is a child version and there is an adult version. And the adult version has the capability and understanding and maturity to understand everything from an adult perspective, from a mature perspective, and then nurture that inner child, guide that inner child, hold space, and love that inner child unconditionally. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it very much beautiful? I think we all realize this split within us, right? When sometimes we are very much charged up with a silly matter and we give some kind of outburst, and then when it's gone after a few hours, maybe, or maybe after a day, when we realize that it was not really that big of a deal, it was just some silly thing, and we kind of laugh on ourselves, or maybe sometimes we even blame ourselves for reacting badly, but we don't understand why this happened, or we blame ourselves, we feel ashamed. So when we actually see these two parts of ourselves and make them support each other, we make a very meaningful connection, and we actually start healing all our traumas and wounds from the root. And it's gonna make us so much less burdened in our life. And with healing our roots, we are going to feel lighter and lighter, and those triggers are going to dissolve from our surface level. When those buttons will be like, will have no work. If someone presses those nerves or buttons on you, it won't work anymore. Okay, how amazing is that, right? So that's how inner child healing works. Now we're going to talk about how can we heal our inner child. Actually, there are many ways to do it, and the best practice would be a collection of a lot of things. Okay, so I would suggest to include at least three or four items from this list that I'm going to provide you now. First one is obviously meditation. Meditation is amazing. Meditation is magical. It just allows us to tap into our subconscious mind and reprogram it, so like in a very easier and faster way. In other ways, it gets a bit slower. Okay, then journaling, then writing letters. Writing letters works magically in inner child healing. Here you can write letters to your inner child, and your inner child can write letters to you too. Suppose your inner child can write letter to you saying anything, saying all the grudges without caring who thinks what or what not. And then you can reply to her as an adult, to a child, with another letter. How beautiful is this, right? Then we can practice affirmations and positive self talk. This is a very crucial thing. We have this inner critic in our mind who is always maybe telling us self sabotaging statements like, I'm not good enough, I'm I'm not worthy of love, nobody loves me, I'm good for nothing, and whatnot. So, when we observe that inner critic and reprogram it with kinder and softer self talk, like you can tell your inner child, I love you unconditionally. No matter what, I love you. You can trust me. I'm here for you. And we can greet our inner child every morning and every night, like, good morning, baby girl. Good morning, baby Kunjan. Like this, And these things will keep us connected with our inner child and make that bond stronger day by day. Our inner child will gradually start trusting us and opening up to us. For me, when I first started my inner child healing, I also did another thing. I kept a picture of my childhood as wallpaper in my phone, and it reminded me of my inner child. I tried to talk to her, and it actually helped me a lot to visualize when I was meditating or journaling, and it also kept reminding me again and again to stay connected with her. You can try that as well. Another thing that helps a lot in inner child healing is incorporating playfulness in our life. um the interesting part is, as a child, I was not very playful. I was not very much into jumping, running, or those kind of things. I was a very shy and introverted kid, so I used to even play sitting in one place or something. But I have realized that was kind of my phone or freeze response as a child, because I had childhood trauma, and I have discovered that only staying in a place won't disturb others around me, and that's how I will be safe. So in my adulthood, when I was healing my inner child, I incorporated playfulness in my life. I have started a dance class, as I have told in my previous videos. I think you already know. Then I have started painting. I have tried different hobbies, and I dance in my room. I move my body a lot more. I even run or walk regularly. I try to move my body a lot. So this playfulness, incorporation of playfulness, helps a lot to connect with our inner child, because remember, kids have only one task, right? To play. So to connect with them, playing is a very good way to do it. Connecting with your inner child will also work well if you incorporate playfulness in your life. Uh, Actually, you can do it in many ways. For example, if you are on a tour, you are traveling, there are a lot of opportunities you can incorporate playfulness, if not in regular life. And you can just like be silly with your inner child, talk to her, like make conversations. I think, I know it may sound a bit insane, but once you start doing it, it's fun. And who is watching you, right? Just have fun with yourself and your inner child. Do it. Like, I have bought softwares as well for myself, and then you can try something new, like new hobbies like painting, drawing, or maybe pottery or anything. Whatever pops up in your mind, those are gonna help to incorporate playfulness in your life. Inner child healing is a journey like any healing. You are going to discover layers and layers of those trauma. Maybe one trauma has different layers. We are going to discover those and heal those, and with that, our present life is going to change. That's what happened with me. My surroundings, my everything has changed, to be honest. How I feel, I got better and better with time. So actually, we have to remember one thing, that healing does not mean we are broken. we are somehow broken and we are unlovable. We have to remember healing just means that we are creating space. We are creating space for all of our feelings, and we are finally allowing ourselves to feel those. And that's how we are releasing our wounds, releasing our trauma. And it has no timeline that it's gonna end today, tomorrow, 1 month from today, or 1 year from today. It's just a journey where we learn and grow and become a better version of ourselves every day. So healing, in one hand, healing does mean that we are releasing our trauma, but also it means we are creating space for ourselves to exist with our trauma or with all of our wounds in the present moment, and learning to enjoy life instead of this. Healing means these two things: creating space and also letting go. Don't forget that. So, if you are going to try to heal your inner child, I'm going to review the procedures that you can do.
First one is meditation, then journaling, then writing letters, positive self talk, playfulness, building a bond, and finally keeping a picture of your childhood.
With these steps, you can heal your inner child. If you need more guidance, I'm launching a course on inner child healing, shadow work, manifestation, and many other healing procedures all together. Between these, you can also just learn inner child healing with me in an one-to-one session or group sessions. So if you're looking for this, just DM me. I will be available. See you next week. Have a great day. Bye bye.